Hello students, welcome back. So today we will be discussing our new topic or new chapter, that is welded connections. Till now we were discussing bolted connections and we have seen each and every method or type regarding it. Today we will be starting with our new chapter or from the same module, that is connections. The new topic or new chapter will be welded connections. So basically, what do you mean by welded connection? So as you can see the figure here, this is a proper practical example of a welded connection. Here you can see that the two plates are connected via using weldings. The two possibilities that we can use are either to use bolts or either to use welds. Here it is an example of welded connections. Now how to design these welded connections, or which all precautions we need to keep in mind, we will be discussing in this chapter or this topic. Now moving on to the first part, that is types of joints. That which all types of joints we will be discussing. The first one will be fillet weld, that is fillet weld joint. Clear? So as you can see in the figure, this is an example of a fillet weld. Fillet, as you have seen or as you have known from the AutoCAD command, fillet means to shape a curve. Clear? So whenever there are edges or wherever there are edges that needs to be connected, we provide a smooth curve of weld to the edges, and this is called fillet weld. These are the examples, as you can see, of fillet welds for different types of shapes or how you can connect it. Okay? The second one will be a groove weld. Groove weld, or it is also known as butt weld. Now the basic difference between groove and butt weld, we can relate it from our previous chapter, that was bolted connections. The bolted connections, the two basic types were a lap joint and a butt joint. Here in fillet weld also, whenever the plates are overlapping each other and we are getting a sharp edge to it, the edge needs to be smoothened via providing a fillet weld. Clear? So the lap joint and fillet joint are somewhat same. The lap joint was in bolted connection and fillet is in welded connection. The second we will be seeing is butt joint or groove joint. As the term suggests, groove means to provide a notch. Clear? So here basically we are keeping two plates side by side. Again, the same example as we discussed in the previous chapter of butt joint. So as we are placing two plates side by side, here the welding is being placed in the groove that, or in the notch that is being created in between these plates. Clear? So for creating a notch, there are various examples. That the first you can see is the square groove. That means a square welding is done of this shape. The second one is what we are providing an additional cut or additional groove to the edges of these plates. Here, for example, if there are two plates are being taken, or should provide a small V shape of cut to it to provide a fillet weld. If the fillet or V shape weld is provided only in one section, that is top section, it will be termed as single V groove. If it is provided in top section, bottom section also, it will be termed as double V groove. It can be V shape, it can be U shape. Every groove weld is depending upon the shape that we have provided. The next is slot weld. Now what do you mean by slot? So as you can see in the figure here, a slot is provided. That means a portion of our top plate is being cut. It can be cut in any shape. Here a elliptical shape is given. You can cut either in the form of square, rectangle, whichever shape you like. But the whole portion of the top plate is being digged out or cut out, and it is being filled with welding portion to create a slot weld. Clear? And the next or the last our type will be plug weld. So the plug weld and slot weld are mostly similar. The only thing is that in slots, the slots can be of various shapes, but in plug it should be of hemispherical shape only. The main difference is that in plug weld it should be always of hemispherical shape to cut the top plate and to provide a weld in it. Clear? So these were our types of weld. So if it is asked in question or theory portion that explain types of weld with a sketch, then you have to write these things. Clear? So moving on to our numerical portion, the first question here is design a suitable fillet weld. Again, there will be three categories we will be discussing in our syllabus. The first will be fillet weld, the second will be groove or butt weld, and the third will be slot weld. The plug weld is not in our syllabus regarding the numerical portion. So first example here is design a suitable fillet weld to connect a plate. The dimension of plate is given 60 cross edge. That means the width of plate is 60 and the thickness of plate is 8 mm to a 12 mm thick GP. Here only one single plate is connected to a GP having gusset plate having 12 mm thickness. The plate is subjected to a load equal to its full strength. this is something new that we have not discussed. So we will be looking upon this new equation in deep later on. And here in question it is given as assume shop welding. Now keep in mind there are two types of welding we will be dealing with. The first will be shop welding, or you can say it is to be factory welding. So if the factory is done as per factory criteria or shop criteria, it is termed as shop welding. And the second will be field or site. So if the welding is done on site or in situ, then it will be termed as field welding or site welding. So in this case, in this example, it is given in the question that assume shop welding, and the grade of plate is given as Fe410. So we'll be starting with the figure of the question. Here you can see that two plates are being given. This is the sectional view and this is the plan of the figure. So the bottom plate here you can see is the main plate that is of dimension 60 cross 8, and the next plate, that the top plate you can see here, it is gusset plate of dimension having thickness 12 mm. Clear? So here the possibilities are many. First is that a fillet is provided in this zone, that is you can see in the screen as the blue portion. Here the fillet can be provided here, but this type of connection or this type of fillet will only be provided when we are joining two main plates. Keep in mind, if we are joining two main plates, then and then only this type of connection or this type of weld will be provided. Here we are joining our main plate with our gusset plate. So in that case we need to provide our weld simply in this way. As you can see, we need to connect our main plate with the gusset plate with this method. This is called side and end weld. So here you can see that welding is being prescribed by the black color, as you can see in the screen. So if we are providing only side welds, that means in the top half and bottom half, these are called side welds. And if we are providing side and end, means covering all three sides, then it is called side and end weld. It is either given in the question that which type of welding is to be used, or it is not being prescribed in the question. If it is not prescribed in the question, then we can use any method. Here in this question we will be using only side welds, that will be providing welding on only sides. Clear? So starting with the sum, the first case will be to find the load that will be bared by this plate. As you can see in the previous sums that we were seeing, the tension capacity or the tension load that was applied on the plate was already given in bolted connections. But here in this question, the amount of tension load that is acting on the plate is not being given, but the somewhat hint is given in the question. And what hint is given in the question? That the plate is subjected to a load of, or the load equal to full strength of plate or full strength of member. Clear? So to identify this full strength of member, you need to go to page number 32 of your IS code. So moving on to page number 32 of your IS code, here you can see that clause 6.2 is mentioned. It is given as design strength due to yielding of gross section. In the last lecture we discussed about the rupture portion, and rupture is considered when we cut something from the plate. Here if we are using welding, then no holes are to be drilled to insert bolts, as we are not using bolts. So the plate will be acting as a hole. There will be no holes dig in it or drilled in it. Clear? So always this equation we will be using when there is no rupture in the plate. So the equation will be TDG equal to AG Fi upon gamma m0. Clear? Equation will be TD Fi upon gamma m0. Now AG, that will be our gross area. Gross area will be for plate, that is given in the question 60 cross 8. That comes out to be 480 mm square. Now for Fe410 plates, the Fy will be always 250 Newton per mm square. Keep in mind, as we are using mild steel, Fy will always be 250 Newton per mm square, whether it will be of RCC portion or of steel portion. Clear? So solving this sum, we get answer that 480 into 250, that was our Fy. Now how this gamma m0 value comes? So for every partial safety factor that will be including the steel portion, you need to go to page number 30 of your IS code. There you will be seeing table number 5 of your page number 30 in your IS code, and from that you will be getting the value of gamma m0. Here gamma m0 will be 1.10. Yeah? So solving it, we get an answer T equal to 109.09 kilonewton. So this will be our tension load that is acting on the plate. So if the load is given in the question, then no need to follow these steps. But if the load is not given in the question, either in bolted connections or welded connections, then we need to use this equation to find the load acting on the plate. Clear? So moving on to the sum, we need to find here two things. Keep in mind, in each and every sum regarding welded connections, we will always be finding two things. The first thing will be to find size of weld, and the second thing will be to find length of weld. So every design portion consists of only two things, that is size of weld and length of weld. So the first thing we will be starting is the size of weld, that what size welding we need to provide. So for 8 mm thick plate, we need to again go to page number 78 of your IS code. Here you can see that the table 21 is mentioned, and the heading of table 21 is minimum size of first run of a single run fillet weld. Clear? That means the minimum size is given in this table. Here you can see in column number 2 and 3, the dimensions, the lower dimensions and the upper dimensions are given. For example, in the first case you can see dash and 10. That means if the thickness of plate is 0 to 10, we will always be using minimum size to be 3 mm. Clear? So as our thickness of plate here is 8 mm, which falls in the range 0 to 10, we will be keeping minimum size as 3 mm. Now after finding minimum size, we always need to find maximum size. So for maximum size, we need to go to clause 10.5.8.1. Yeah? So moving on to clause 10.5.8.1, here you can see that where a fillet weld is applied to the square edge of the part, whenever you are applying only fillet weld, then you need to consider this. The specified size of weld should generally be at least 1.5 mm less than edge thickness. So this is our equation. Here equation is mentioned in the term of statement. So keep in mind, it is said that it should be at least 1.5 mm less than the edge thickness. So this will be our maximum size, which will be 1.5 mm less than the edge thickness. So as you can see, edge thickness is 8, and deducting 1.5 from it, we get answer 6.5. Now in this case, we will always be getting a minimum value and a maximum value. So now it is up to you to identify an approximate value in this range. So the answer can differ from student to student. So this design example can be again differ from student to student depending on what criteria have been taken. So here the minimum size can be taken as 3 mm and maximum size can be taken as 6.5. So in this between, you can assume any value you like. Here I have taken size to be 4 mm. You can solve the same example using 3, 5, 6, anything. Clear? So here I have taken 4 mm as the size of weld. Now we need to find the effective throat thickness. Clear? Now what is the difference between size of weld and throat thickness? The size of weld means how much radius we will be providing to connect our plate, that is the main plate, to the gusset member, and the throat thickness means how much the effective radius it will be that will be dealing with the strength criteria. So the both are different. Radius, that means our size will always be greater as compared to the effective throat thickness. So to solve this effective throat thickness, we need to go again to clause number 10.5.3. So in this case, you can see that it is mentioned as the effective throat thickness of a fillet weld shall not be less than 3 mm. Keep in mind, shall not be less than 3 mm, but you can keep 2.8, 2.7. It is not of no issue. The final answer will be the same. And you can see that it is generally should not exceed 0.7 T is being mentioned here. Clear? So the final equation that we'll be using is not given in this IS code, but the reference is given. Here T does not describe the thickness of plate. Here T is the size of weld. So solving it, we get effective throat thickness equal to 0.7 into S. And as S is equal to here 4 mm, we get an answer 2.8 mm. So here you can see that the final answer we are getting is 2.8, but in the clause, as you can see, it is mentioned that it should not be less than 3 mm, but since 2.8 is roughly near to 3, we are not cancelling this value. You can take this 2.8 value, you can either round it off to 3 also, it is no issue. The answer will not vary so much. Clear? So moving on, we will be calculating the FWD. Means the size of weld is completed. The first thing was to identify the size of weld. So in size of weld we calculated S, that is size of weld, and throat thickness, that is TT. So TT will be equal to 0.7 S. We have calculated it, and now we will be moving towards length of weld. And to find this length of weld, we will be calculating FWD. Now how to find this FWD? For that we need to refer this page, that is page 79 and clause 10.5.7. In clause 10.5.7 you can see here that FWD, that is F stands for stress, W stands for weld, and D stands for design. So design weld stress. So design weld stress equation you can see here, it is given as FWM upon gamma MW. Clear? And FWN equation is also mentioned below, that is FWN equal to FU by root 3. So equating everything, we get the final equation as FWD equal to FU upon root 3 gamma MW. Now where to find this gamma MW? For that again you need to refer page number 30, there every partial safety factors are given. Here you can see in the last row that gamma MW is given, and there is two values. One is for shop welding and one is for field welding. As in the question it is mentioned as shop welding, so we'll be taking the value to be 1.25, and solving that we get an answer FWD equal to 189. There you can see. Clear? So why to find FWD? Because we need to find the length of weld, and to find the length of weld the equation is P equal to LWTT FWD. So how this equation came? It is again mentioned in our clause. We need to refer page 79 for this, and 80. Half the portion is given in 79 and half the portion is given in 80. So you can see this equation mentioned in code, that FA or Q will be equal to P upon TT LW. Here FA or Q is the stress, but here we have defined stress as FWD. So making P as the subject, we get equation P equal to FWD TT LW. Again briefing all the terms, P will be our tensile load, FWD will be our design stress related to welding, TT will be our throat thickness, and LW will be our length of weld. So here from this equation we will be always calculating the length of weld. In each and every sum that we will be solving in this chapter, the only equation that we will be using to find length of weld is P equal to LWTT FWD. Clear? So solving it, we get answer LW equal to 206.14 mm. Now this is the total length of weld. Keep in mind, again it is not asked in question whether to provide welds on sides or to provide sides and end. That is our third case. Clear? So here I have assumed that I have provided the welding on only sides. That means there are two sides, the upper portion and lower portion. So the final value of will be to cut it into two parts, that is considering side welds, that is only side welds, no end weld is provided in this case. So the length of weld on each side, the total length was 206.14, so on each side it will be 103.07 mm. You can round it off to 105. Clear? Now keep in mind, as you can see in the figure here, that if we provide on only sides, that is on top side and bottom side, then there will be chances of failure from the end portion. As you can see the vertical portion, that will be chances of failure that the plate gets ruptured due to the non-bonding of the materials. That is, the proper bond is not being getting between our main plate and gusset plate at the end portion. Clear? So for that, whenever you are providing the welds only at sides, we always need to find this end return. So the next step will be to find this end return, and the equation for end return is 2 into S. Again we don't need to remember this, it is given in our equation, that is from page number 78, clause number 10.5.1.1. Here you can see that in the third line it is given as the distance should be at least or should not be less than twice the size of weld. Here, so the end return value should not be less than twice the size of weld. So we'll be taking equal to twice the size of weld. And size of weld we have described it with S. So the value will be end return equal to 2 into S. S we have calculated S equal to 4. The value of end return will be 8 mm. So the final value will be the portion on side, that was 103.07 plus the end return. Clear? So the final figure of this will be something like this. that this was our overlapping joint or the plate, the main plate and our gusset plate, and as we have provided it only on sides, so the top portion and bottom portion are the sides material or the welds provided on sides, and we have provided end written on the edges. Clear? So the dimensions here can be seen here as the side weld will be 105 on each side and the end written will be 8 mm. Clear? So end writtens are to be provided only when you provide weldings on sides only. If you are covering side and end, that will be seen in the next lecture, then you don't need to provide any end written for it. So this is our design of welded section. This will be our today's exercise problem, as we are starting with our new chapter or new topic. Solve this and we will seek or we will cover more numericals in the next lecture. Thank you.